If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, be sure to do that now. I notice a lot of you are watching my content and not subscribed. Consider doing that now. All right, let's get into this 1-minute scalping strategy. It's really, really simple. But first off, we're on the 50-minute and I'm gonna draw in, I've drawn in my key support and resistance levels. Currently, we're fluctuating in between this area here, this downwards trend line coming down from the top of this peak. Up here on our indicator, we got a red X right at the very top, right here, indicating a strong sell signal. If you're interested in this indicator, check out some of my other videos. I go into a lot of detail of how to use this indicator. The website is wolfpackprofessional.com. You can check it out down in the description below. Let's get right into this 1-minute scalping strategy. Have a little bit of context here. What I'm anticipating, we've just crossed above this critical trend line. What I'm anticipating, we're looking to see a bounce in order to maintain a bullish bias. So we've crossed above our resistance. We want to successfully retest this downwards trend line as our support. This has historically been a very good strategy on Bitcoin. I've used this exact strategy many times on higher time frames, and we want to keep that context in mind when we're going down to the 1-minute chart. So what we're looking for, momentum, support, and resistance. So I have another video that I've done on this. If you check it out on my channel, it's in the advanced techniques section. Wolfpack Pro automatically draws trend lines in. Here we can see that we've broken down on the 5-minute chart. This is our trend line support and resistance. We've broken down with these red squares indicating that this trend line was broken. We crossed below it, and then it drew a second one in, and we also crossed down below that one. So we're looking for trend line support and resistance. There's not going to be a lot. Well, actually, we can draw in a longer one here on the 5-minute chart. We've just touched 4 peaks here. This is going to be our resistance line. And in terms of supports, doesn't look like we have a lot of long-term support. There's kind of this line, and this is giving me a lot of worry because we fell below this long-term line. This is going to act as resistance going forward. So on the 5-minute line, we're going to keep this in mind that if we cross below this, this is going to be very significant if we reject off this line. Let's go down to the 1-minute chart. I'm just going to remove these. Slowly moving our way down to the 1-minute chart. So we know that on the macro, we're looking for a bounce. However, in terms of momentum, at least on the 5-minute, are looking like we're almost gassed out of momentum. So our bias that the indicator is telling us doesn't really line up with what we'd anticipate. For example, we tried to cross above this trend line here, this red trend line, and here was the bounce, and this was supposed to be our bounce in this area, and we failed that. We're looking for a successful bounce or crossover somewhere in this area going forward. Okay, let's drop down again to the 1-minute chart. Yeah, there's not a lot. I'm on the 3-minute chart here. There doesn't seem to be a lot of obvious areas to draw in a trend line for our support. It looks like this is a very steep line right here, and we've already kind of broken down through that. It does not look like there's a lot of good grapple points for a trend line. Again, there's this one, but we crossed down below here, and that was a very good short. And as soon as this red wave in the middle, this is the advanced MFI. We had a buy signal here, and that started coming up. So now we're trying this resistance again. Let's drop down to the 1-minute. Look for a strategy entry. So here's going to be our resistance line. I see a very obvious level to draw it right there. Let's look back a little bit further. We actually could extend it further back there. Going all the way back, we have a very strong resistance line. But in terms of support, there doesn't look like there's too much. Here it looks like we crossed under it right here. We have that noted from the second to top bar right here. We have this line, we broke through it, and that was a good short. And we have confluence on other time frames of that. I just about a minute ago went through that on the higher time frame. Here there seems to be a little bit of support in this area. However, we've broken down through that. The momentum does not look strong here at all. Going back here, multiple bounces. Not every bounce this one fell through, but we're trying to get the average. We're trying to get as many peaks as possible, and looks like we rejected right there, right at that level. So we fell through it, and it used to be our support line. We bounced off. We were rejecting in a bearish direction. So we are below our resistance. If we are bullish, what we would want is we have this green triangle here. This is a trigger wave. We're looking for this to lead us up above this resistance. Possibly what we would expect is that this would continue to act as support, this red line, so we might come up, reject off of it one more time. So let's go forward and see what happens. And so we've got a sell signal right there on this candle, we're going to place a short. This is very, very good. We know that we're almost gassed out on momentum, on our acceleration. We know that we're below our resistance line here on the 1 minute chart. So this is a very, very low risk trade. And in terms of a stop loss, let's just look for logical points. This was an area back here. This was an area back here as well. We had a bounce right there, and this is the line that we're rejecting at. So we can just place our stop loss just above this line, somewhere safely above this very, very low risk in terms of a short, and that's going to be just above this line, not too close though. We don't want to get wicked out. We'll enter a trade on this candle, and let's continue going forward to see how this works out. If there's anything else I see here before going forward, yeah, we're rejecting right off this line. So this is not good in terms of we don't have any support. This wave could just drop into oblivion at this point due to the fact that we had this long-term support line. Let's go forward and see what happens. We did come down. We came down. The indicator is telling us there's another trend line break here with this red square. You can see there was this dashed line here going from these peaks, and then we fell through that. So we have a little bit more confirmation. We're at this critical trend line right here. If we get like a bullish engulfing candle, or if the acceleration wave really, this is the middle wave here, this acceleration wave, this blue, dark blue wave, if this turns to light blue, that's going to be our exit point, because we'd expect to come up. But we're going to wait to see if there's a bullish engulfing candle. So let's keep going forward. There is one where the acceleration wave is starting to come up. We could consider taking a little bit off the trade. However, we're still, the ATR on the indicator is still red. The wave is still coming down. We don't have any reason to exit our short, as our stop loss is safely above. We can even consider lowering our stop loss now that we're in profit. We can lower it, as this level here has been historically resistance, and we just fell through it, as you can see further back. So we can set our stop loss and profit here and just keep going forward. What we're looking for, if we break down through this critical red trend line, that's going to be big for our short. So we're going to keep going forward. We haven't even come close to our stop loss. We're testing right there, and it looks like we fell through right there. That is what we're looking for. And as I said, there's nothing keeping this momentum wave in the air. There's no support line that we can see going back. There might be something here. I can see this. Potentially we got 1, 2, 3 bounces here. Now we have to wait to see if we fall through this key level here. We'll keep going forward. And again, the indicator tries to find and draw as many trend lines as possible. It's not going to find all of these really macro far back trend lines. You have to spot these yourself. If this wave bounces off this level, this would be a good time to consider taking profit. If we fall through it, again, we're holding our short. As you can see, we're at this level and the price kind of wants to come upwards, and let's see what happens. The wave has not come up. As you see, we just fell through it. So we're holding our short. This is a great short to hold. There we go. And we're at a key support here. This was a pivot line, pivot level before. We don't really have any reason to exit this trade right now. There's no bullish engulfing candle on the 1 minute. No reason to really consider getting out of this. The acceleration wave still coming down. If we see a bullish engulfing candle or any kind of price action that indicates we're going to bounce off this support line, then we'll exit the trade. Nope, oh my God, there you go. You can see that was a key level and we fell through it, and a lot of traders' stop losses were right here, or some traders got liquidated who were being very, very greedy. Let's check out our trade. So far we are at those 22 minutes and we're at 2.23% profit. So that's a great profit right there. Let's go back. Let's go to the higher time frame, see what's going on. This is a 3 minute. We're going to start working our way up. Is there any support line? No, there's no support. There's just no real support. On the 3 minute, perhaps maybe we could expect this wave to come down a little bit more to this area. We're drawing just from back here. Let's go to the 5 minute, see what's going on. We got a red X on the 5 minute. That's really big, and we're just printing a very strong sell signal on the 5 minute. We could draw on these lines. This could be a support line here. We would anticipate if it's going to bounce, it would bounce off this momentum area. So it looks like we still got a little bit more ways to go. let's go back up to maybe the 1 hour and see further back. We are below this pivot back here, and where's the next pivot? Okay, it's further back. It's around down here. So it looks like we're gonna set our take profit probably here. There's one take profit, and another take profit could be somewhere just safely. You know, you don't want to get greedy. You don't want to put it at the bottom down here. We just set our take profit. Take profit 1 here, you could take 30% off. Take profit 2, another 30% off. We can move down our stop loss. This was our original stop loss here. Let's go back down to, let's go to the 15-minute. Our stop loss 1 was at this area. Our support line is going to be at this orange line. So we've fallen through that. So we can just move our stop loss down even further. So no matter what happens, we're guaranteed to win this trade. We already knew, again, going back, we knew that momentum was running out, even though price action was not signaling that at all. Price action would have misled you. A lot of traders probably went into this and got caught because they weren't using Wolfpack. They weren't using this technique. Let's go back down to the 1 minute chart. So we have a take profit set and we have our stop loss moved down. Let's keep going forward. There, that wave is really, really coming down. It looks like it's trying to come up. Let's see if the acceleration wave comes up. The RSI on the 1 minute chart here, boom, a strong. This is a teal RSI signal. On the 1 minute, it's not as significant as on a higher time frame. This signals that the RSI is oversold at this level. We're close to our take profit. If we keep going forward, let's see what happens. The acceleration wave has started to come up. The volume flow is going green. We could consider skimming a little bit off this trade if the acceleration wave starts coming down again. It looks like, yes, the volume flow is red. There's another teal. And now the wave, the main Wolfpack wave is coming up. This could be a signal that we should exit our trade. We are 2%, over 2% in profit here. So this could be that key level. We could take some profit off this trade and continue looking, but that's all it is. There you go. That was our scalp. We made 2% off this dump. We knew that there was consolidation happening here. As soon as we broke through the resistance line here on the 1 minute chart, you can see this cone formed. Right as soon as it broke, we had a lot of volatility, and it's really that simple. That's generally how the strategy works, guys. If you like this video, be sure to consider supporting on Patreon. I have a signals group. You can check that out in the description below. Come through to my Discord community where we talk and build strategies just like this one. All right, guys, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.